Diverting Hate used something called the male supremacy scale to give each of these creators an extremism score. The goal of the DH campaign was to suppress the growth of targeted creators.
These guys are in big trouble.
I want you to read the names that are on this list on the left side.
Sandman, The Real MTR, Legion of Men, Rational Male, Fresh and Fit Clips, Rich Cooper Channels, Just Pearly Things, Steph is Cold, Aaron Clary, Araco TV, 21 Studios.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Bad Decisions, where we watch people make
bad decisions.
It's your boy Sherm.
It's your man Jay. So shout out to Admin Preach for providing us with this brief background of the situation. We're going to give our thoughts on it after this brief breakdown.
Okay, this one's a weird one. In 2023, a CVE organization called PERIL at America University was awarded $750,000 under the DHS TVT program to inoculate teens against extremism. This program is overseen by MSNBC columnist Cynthia Miller Idris. You may remember her from when she was recently flamed by Elon Musk for her article relating physical fitness to white supremacy. The grant proposal states it will use short-form video inoculation strategies to interrupt pathways to violent extremism, and that PERIL's the organization, has teamed up with Google's Jigsaw and with media production company called Long Story Short Media to do this. Among the target populations for PERIL program are content creators and social media influencers who are trained in the techniques of narrative storytelling, short-form video, evidence-based inoculation style scripting, and production. The gist of it is this. They got government-funded programs to get rid pillars out of here and get them demonetized or whatever it is. That is what is essentially claimed in here.
That's crazy.
I am not part of the R-Pill, but I know about them a little bit. My understanding of that community is that they are a group of men who are fed up and disillusioned with namely the state of dating and perceived attacks against anything that can be considered traditional masculinity in a sense, being beat down as toxic or wrong. And so now that space is created, and you have a lot of people online, a lot of people YouTube channels, creating male-centered content around that topic. And so now a lot of these creators are apparently on this list that we just heard about, being targeted by this group to shut them down or to silence them, is my understanding of it.
What I'm going to say is I'm not a fan of any kind of extremism, whether it's men who are extreme or women who are extreme. But what I will say is that a lot of times when you have these groups, that sometimes they do have valid things to say, right? For example, let's take the feminists, right? Were there some feminists that hated men? Absolutely. But were there some feminists that had some really good points? For example, they wanted women to be able to work. They wanted women to have equality. So I think it would have been really bad if we would have ignored all of the feminists because of the extreme ones. And I think on this side, it's the same thing. I think, do you have some crazy R-Pill guys who hate women? Absolutely. But you can't focus on them. I think the best thing to do is to listen to the people that actually have valid points that aren't the extremists and that are normal people, and just focus on those issues. Because I think if you don't focus on those issues, what's going to happen is these movements are going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you look at this list, they've continuously gotten bigger and bigger. And there's new people that I've never even heard of that are on the list. Because normally, let's be honest, this stuff gets passed around social media. You see a couple of names, you kind of get familiar with them. Like, okay, it's this person. You can ignore them. They won't show up in your algorithm, and then sometimes they'll show up again. Maybe your friend might send you something crazy that they heard one of them say. But this tends to be a reoccurring thing, and it's reoccurring because I feel like a lot of problems that these young men are having aren't getting answered. You see this actually reflected in a lot of these dating stats. Like, I think they just put out one stat where it's like men from 18 to 29 are not dating, are not looking forward to dating. They're lonely. Like, there's a lot of problems that young men are having that I feel like are just getting ignored because we're focusing on things that are not important. We're focusing on this stuff. I don't know. I just feel like our tax dollars could go to more important stuff. Like, there's inflation happening. I mean, there's unaffordable housing. There's a lot of things happening that are more important than some extreme people saying stuff online. I don't watch a lot of these people's content that I see on that list, so I don't know how extreme their content is, so I can't really judge them on that. I have, obviously, just like most people, seen a couple of clips from Fresh and Fit. I think we've all seen it at this point. They've been on YouTube for a long time. But, yeah, I mean, my main point is just, like, address the people that make sense. Address the people that are talking about stuff like divorce issues and child support issues and things that would help people make better families. I think that's where they should focus on instead of focusing on having all this money go to all this ridiculous stuff. I don't know. I just think that this whole list and everything else, I'm like, there's more important things that we should be focusing on.
So, yeah, not only are there more important things to be focusing on, here's the thing. So, is there an attack on masculinity? I don't know. I can't say I personally experienced it. But I will say if there's a large group of people who are coming together to speak out against it, and it's not just one, not two, not three, but many, then there may need to be some type of investigation into why that is. Also say that there are extreme people on both sides, and I'm a very moderate person when it comes to everything almost. When it comes to something like this, I do think that there are extremes on both sides, and I want to make sure that we point that out too. Because this group is being funded to come after these so-called extreme RPL people. I'm questioning whether or not there's the same level of attention being given to the opposite side. You hear someone like Harrison Butker give a speech being attacked online for expressing his opinions about it. We shouldn't have extreme on either side is what I'm trying to say. So extreme, toxic, you know what, shouldn't be there, masculinity. Neither should unbridled effenism. So that's my thing, is we need to find a happy medium.
No, I completely agree with you. I think whenever you just go after one side and you don't correct the other side, like it just empowers the other side again. So like, what's the point? Like, I don't see, like, I believe even if they demonetize all of them, because that's a big thing. I honestly think like demonetizing is just evil, because as YouTube creators, we work very hard, and whether you like our points or not, like, why don't you just promote like other channels instead of just demonetize? Like, I'm just not a fan of them demonetizing anybody.
DH notes that they were unable to run the campaign on a few of their planned targets due to YouTube demonetization. So it means that these people are getting money together to try to get these people demonetized or using government-funded programs to do so. Later in the report, they claim that demonetization doesn't slow the growth of large channels, and they use this to advocate for demonetizing creators when they're still small and unable to fight back. Okay, I can tell you this right now. Demonetization absolutely hurts the growth of channels. Look at all the channels that got demonetized, and I can assure you they've lost a lot of their luster, a lot of their will to even upload, and their reach. Go look at it. You'll notice there's a precipitous dive, and it's normal because they start spreading to other platforms, and then their viewership also doesn't get recommended as often because YouTube doesn't make money, so they're not incentivized to pay these people or to advertise them to as many people as possible for reach, because it doesn't make YouTube as much money.
Ultimately, do I think that this list is a good decision? I'm gonna say no, because it's pointless. It's kind of silly, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm looking at this list and I'm like, don't you guys have like actual like terrorists you should be going after?
Right.
Like, this money should be, and you're going after like online people because they like Andrew Tate. Like, what the heck? I'm surprised he wasn't on the list.
Yeah, I think, and I could be wrong, but I think it's because he's already demonetized, right? Is that why?
Okay.
I think they're going after people that are monetized. I think. Yeah, I think the list, they were targeting people who are monetized, and their goal is to demonetize. Actually, I'm not sure, but I would say bad decision. I do agree with you. There's better things to focus on. This Joe Biden's administration, supposedly, I'm only quoting what this article said, gave $750,000 to this effort. So, this is, you know what I mean? So, I mean, come on. No, bad decision.
Yeah, terrible decision. All right, decision makers. If you think it's a good decision, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think it's a bad decision, leave a like, leave a comment. All right, decision makers, don't waste your time with pointless stuff.